Good morning and welcome to morningencouragement.com. My name is Glenn Sieper and you have reached day number 3. 1, 2, 3. Day number 3 of the Gratitude Project. The Gratitude Project is 10 days of 10 videos by 10 different people, all talking about gratitude and what it means to be thankful all year long. So today, we have the opportunity of hearing from a guy named Stephen Webb. We call him SWebb, S-W-E-B-B, Stephen Webb. He is on staff at Elevation Church with Pastor Stephen Furtick, and this guy is the real deal. He is the real deal. I ran into Stephen Webb. I met him at a kind of a one-day leadership event at Elevation called the Greater Leadership Event, and it was for church leaders and their staff, right? So I show up at this event. Just before we started Unveiled Church, our church plant. I show up at this event with nobody but me and Jesus was invisible, so it was like just me. And so I walk up to the door, and he's there. He shakes my hand. He's like, "Hey, what's your name?" And I said, "My name's Glenn." He said, "Where are you from?" "I'm from New Jersey." He's like, "Where's your church staff, man? Like, where's everybody?" And I was like, "It's just me." And I told him, my wife and I had this crazy dream to start a church, and we're going to start in our garage, and blah, 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 and I'm just here to kind of learn and soak it in from the best. So he gave me his card. He had like a business card or something. He gave it to me, and he said, "Hey, I want you to reach out to me if you're really serious about this church planting thing, and I'll help you. This is what I do down here at Elevation. I plan extension sites, so if you need help kind of brainstorming, talking through stuff, I'm your guy. I'll help you out. Whatever it is that you need, consider it done, and I'll help you." All right, whatever. So I got home like a couple weeks later. I lost his phone number. Whoops. Right, I lost his phone number. But I went on Twitter and I found him. Sent him a message. He immediately responds back to me and gave me his phone number. We talked, we emailed, and the rest is history. So even after the church plant ended, which was like 2 years ago, I'm still in touch with this guy all the time. We're constantly, we text back and forth. We're in like a Facebook group thing together where he talks a lot about leadership. So he's just a great guy, and he's constantly just speaking into my life and encouraging me and blessing me and my family, and I am forever grateful for him, and I'm super, super excited for him to share his heart with you today. He's going to be talking to you about gratitude, Thanksgiving, and how you can kind of lift up your gratitude meter, your thankful meter in your life, and be a greater influence in the lives of the people around you. So that said, I'm going to stop. I'm going to hand it over to him, and I will see you tomorrow for day number 4. Day number 4 tomorrow. But for now, day number 3. Check it out.
Hey, what's up, everybody? I'm Stephen Webb. I'm on staff at Elevation Church in Charlotte, North Carolina, under Pastor Stephen Furtick. I am in a really awesome hotel room in Sacramento, California, and I have just gotten off an airplane from Charlotte. I'm going to do some great work over here. Pretty excited about it. Good to be back over here. And man, Glenn said, "Hey, would you record a little ditty about gratitude?" I'm like, "What? Sure. I'm not a preacher, man. I have a face built for radio and a voice built for email, but I will try my best. How about that?" So yeah, hey, first of all, let me tell you that I'm married to Lauren. We've been married over 9 years, and she's a superstar wife and mom. I am, like I said, in Sacramento, which is 2,847 miles away from her and the 2 kids. And so, like I said, superstar wife and mom. My kids are Summer. She's 5 years old. She's a princess, practically perfect in every way. Mary Poppins is jealous. And then my son Stellan is 2, a little over 2. And we call him Bubba. He does not drive a tractor or wear overalls, but we still call him Bubba anyway. So there you go. That's us. I'm Swebb. Those are the Swebblets, and I'm married to the superstar Lauren. Gratitude. Wow. I'm not an expert on that subject or any other subject, but I will tell you a few things that I've learned that have helped me. So that's really what I'm doing, is I'm actually looking in the mirror and just talking to myself about gratitude. I'm going to say about another 163 times because it's what I do, which now means I've also just put that in your reticular activating system, and now you're going to hear me say because I've told you to listen for it. But because this is the second take on this video, I'm not going to do it again. I'm going to keep going and pushing through. Hey, let me give you a scripture. I feel like I need to do that just to keep the integrity of this thing solid. And if nothing else, you can just go back to that one scripture verse and know that, hey, that was a good video on gratitude. Psalm 104, enter his gates with thanksgiving and his courts with praise. Give thanks to him and praise his name. Hey, before you come see me, God's saying, hey, before we really get to work, I need you to enter my gates with thanksgiving and my courts with praise. We need to have a discussion in a minute, but what you're going to do now is thank me. And so my pastor put it this way: don't ask God for anything until you thank him for everything. Don't ask God for anything until you thank him for everything. And that was a game-changing statement for me, because I started thinking, wait, am I doing that? I do that with God all the time. Hey, God, will you help me do this? And I mean, it started since, hey, God, will you help me pass my test? It started way back then. And now it's, hey, God, can you help, free me up from that stupid decision? Hey, God, can you get me out of that speeding ticket? Those kind of things, And so could I do better at putting into the relationship, though? Am I praising God for who he is and thanking him for what he's done? Or am I jumping right over all of that into the request mindset? So, then I started thinking, wait, but I'm probably doing that with all the other people, all the other friends and relationships I have too then. Hey, bro, I need to do this thing. Can you do this, thing? Hey, babe, would you mind grabbing the deal? Hey, man, so we got that project we need to do. And so, yeah, their requests are just built into life and leadership. I understand that. But I just want to do what I can to maybe fuel their future, fuel their motivation, speak life, love, and hope into them. And I wonder if we might get a little bit more productivity out of the relationship, not just from them, but from us, if we come together with the idea of moving us both forward by speaking life into people. And so I've learned that. So that's really a statement on encouragement. So that's really what God's been working on me working on me with for the last few years. And I'm not naturally an encourager. I did not wake up positive and encouraging. I actually woke up the exact opposite for the first 32 years of my life. And so for about the last 5 years or so, I've been working on encouragement, really I feel like I've gotten pretty good at it, if there is such a thing in the last couple of years. But here's where it comes from. It comes from gratitude. And I didn't know that. I'm just trying to think through this thing before. And because Glenn gave me this project to talk about gratitude, I had to kind of go, and I was like, I don't know anything about gratitude, but I know a little bit about encouragement. Can I just talk about encouragement? And they're related. Encouragement, I feel like, is the response to gratitude. And so let me just read some of my notes here. Encouragement isn't something you have to learn. Gratitude is what you have to practice. And so I feel like if you're practicing gratitude, encouragement is the natural response. And I know that because our pastor taught us this a while back too, that gratitude is never invisible or silent. You can't just feel grateful. You can't just think grateful. If you're not saying it, if you're not doing something about it, then you're not grateful. And so let me say it this way. Gratitude is a muscle. It's not a feeling. You have to exercise that muscle. And if you do, it'll show. It'll show. Beach muscle. It'll show. And so gratitude is a muscle, not a feeling. And so if you're grateful, encouragement will be your response. So that being said, if gratitude is a muscle, I wanted to give you a little bit of a workout. Now, this is going to be very simple, or should be. Hopefully it's simple. If not, then you got ego problems, bro. So a workout for your gratitude muscles. They're just 3 things. They don't spell out anything. It's not really, they all start with S as a matter of fact, but I don't know that I intended that as much. But here, let me give you the first one, smile. The first one is smile. That's just the first way you can start your workout. And that's an easy one. That's like stretching. That might as well be the equivalent to just rolling out of bed with the intent of going to the gym. It's just smile. And so gratitude is never silent or invisible. So it's not invisible. And so your face says you're grateful or you're hateful. And so when people are a mile away, they can just sense, well, is that dude giving me a look? Is he hating life right now? Or is he hating me? What's the deal? And so if you're grateful, start by showing your face or telling your face that you're grateful. It sounds really funny. It sounds very simple. But I didn't smile for probably 18 years of my life. I didn't plan to. I just had resting angry face. And people with that, I'm trying to, they don't make pills for that. So you have to work on it. And so I'm trying to work on it. And so smile. Second thing you can do is see and say. We do this cool event, not really an event. It's a segment for our staff rally here at the church. And every Thursday, we don't do this event. Sorry, we don't do this component every Thursday. Periodically, we do this thing called see and say. I don't know why it took me that long to get to that. See and say. And it's real simple. If you saw something good, talk about it. So we do a segment that says see and say, it starts, go, everybody runs to the stage, 10, 15, 20 people, the first 10, 15, 20 people get up there. Hey, I saw so-and-so carrying out the trash when it wasn't their job. I saw so-and-so opening the door. I saw so-and-so helping on that project. It's unrelated to their job. Those kind of things. And so first of all, you're training your eyes to see this and see what you need to be grateful for, and then you're saying what you're grateful for. And so again, gratitude is never silent or invisible. If you're grateful for those people but you haven't told them, then you're not really grateful for those people and what they've done. And so get in the process of seeing it and saying it. Practice that every day. Just look for somebody doing something good, remotely good, and say something about it. You can put it on Instagram. You can put it on Twitter. Matter of fact, if you even are on LinkedIn and you consider that social media, I won't fault you for that, bro. It's not really social media, but you can even put it on LinkedIn. That is fine. The third thing I would say is save your encouragement. Save your encouragement. Now, Dustin Stradley is a campus pastor in Roanoke, Virginia for one of our campuses. He is brilliant. He is 10 times the leader and man I am and ever will be. And he has taught me a whole lot of stuff. I want to be like him when I grow up. And he's not in the room, nor is he ever going to watch this video. That's how much I actually like that guy. And he said something really smart. He's like, bro, you need to get an encouragement folder. I'm like, what the heck is that? And so it's an encouragement folder that I put on Evernote. And so when somebody sends me a nice text or an email, which I get a lot of those from Dustin because, again, brilliant leader, I'll save those and put them in my encouragement folder. And I'll go back and revisit those. And now I have something to be grateful for. And you know what happens when you're grateful? You respond with encouragement. By the way, you're getting encouragement from people because you put courage into people. And so how could you not then be grateful for what you get to be a part of, or be grateful for the relationships you have, or be grateful for the people who speak into you? It's this cycle. It's awesome. It's awesome. And so no wonder I've grown to be encouraging, because I'd exercise these muscles of gratitude. Sure, I wasn't really good at actually saying the term gratitude, so it's kind of hard for me to find it. But as I begin to excavate and figure that out, I'm like, oh man, I am grateful. I have a job that that I get to travel and meet people that are impacted by our ministry all around the world. That's ridiculous. Who in the world in their right mind would give me that job other than by God's grace I have it? Man, I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful that I've survived stuff, that I have 2 brilliantly beautiful and wonderful kids, that I have an epic wife. I'm grateful for those things. How could I not then take those experiences, wrap them up in gratitude that is not silent or invisible, tell them and tell others, give people encouragement about those things? How could I not? So only by God's grace has anything good ever happened to me. And so my response to God's grace has to be a response of gratitude, which again is something that's visible and something that's heard. And so therefore it's not really an activity, it's just part of your identity. Like walking and breathing, those are things that you just do without thinking about, but you do them so often, it's a really good strong muscle. And so I love now that I exercise my muscle of gratitude on purpose, yes, but I love now that it's more of a response of my identity in Christ than anything else. And so, hey, sorry, I know I got really passionate there and talked really fast. Let me back up and tell you just a couple of things that I said already, and just want to repeat that, make sure you take. And I know I'm over my 10-minute limit, by the way. Don't ask God for anything until you thank Him for everything. The second thing I said that I thought was pretty smart, that Pastor Stephen said, so I'm just repeating it. Plagiarism is a spiritual gift. Gratitude is a muscle, not a feeling. Gratitude is a muscle. You gotta feel it, or you don't have to feel it. You gotta work it out. I just messed myself up there. The third thing I want to just remind you about is something very, very simple. And that is just smile. Tell your face that you're grateful, not hateful. It's that simple. Start there. That's your good exercise in the morning. Change it up. They're not going to give you a pill for it. You can't have resting angry face or RBF or whatever you want to call it. You have to work it out and see how that doesn't impact relationships around you. So, hey, I hope that was helpful. I hope you're grateful for the opportunity to hear from that brilliant speech I just gave you about gratitude. I'm grateful for the opportunity to speak to myself in this video here, because I learned a thing or two. And so I'm proud and grateful for the opportunity.